Hey guys, I'm going out to grab a quick bite with a business partner and wanted to get a message out to you. I had someone reach out to me the other day and he indicated that getting to 500 units was not possible for most people that follow me here on social media. And the thing is that if you allow negativity and have a can't do attitude, you will not only not reach your goal of anything, but you'll not experience your full potential. And that's ultimately what I'm all about. I have personally interviewed people on my podcast, and I've had many people come out to our weekly events that have far surpassed 500 units. Now, I'm not going to say it's easy getting there, but I'm going to outline 5 of the biggest obstacles real estate entrepreneurs face when they are growing their business. Okay, so the first, not following up with investors. When you're starting out and you're building your team, you should also be looking for potential investors and partners for your deals that you're gonna eventually find. This means creating sample materials like a credibility book, networking, and meeting many friends of friends to explain what you do and why it should matter to them. So how do you do this? How do you keep track of all this? Well, there are many CRM providers out there. Many of them have a free option. I've personally used Hubspot, and it does a fine job. It requires some setup. It could be, a little bit tricky at times, but if you're not technically inclined, use an Excel spreadsheet then. You can list their name, phone number, address, what they're interested in, any contact date, and maybe some notes. The important thing is that you follow up and you set up your meetings, you send them the update on a regular basis, don't let them forget about you. And that prospect needs to know that you stick to your word. That's ultimately what it is. It shows that you have character, and it shows that you do what you say. It goes back to that integrity thing. Number 2, deals in a high price market. Now, if you're trying to buy in an ultra competitive market where brokers are doubling the cost per door, compared to what the average is anyway, it can be very discouraging. Some of you may want to focus on your local market because you know it well, and others may want to also check out other markets because the numbers seem to make sense. So many markets right now, they're experiencing some cap rate compression just because of low interest rates. But with rates on an upward trend, there should be some easing. And I think we're going to be seeing that in the next 6 months. Regardless, you need to get creative on how to find deals. For example, a buddy of mine, he found an on-market opportunity. It was publicized, marketed by a broker on LoopNet, and had a very high price actually. So instead of walking away from the deal, he had his broker reach out to the seller and see if that seller had any other deals that they may want to sell. There just happened to be one across the street. So after that other broker got to know his team and got to know him, they were able to negotiate a good deal on both buildings and get both under contract at a reasonable price that everybody was happy with. So if he had just looked at that one on-market opportunity, it wouldn't have made a financial sense. But because of the cost associated with bundling both buildings, you get to drive down your cost of management and other things, he was able to close on both and still do very well. On the other hand though, if you know that deal flow in your area is slim, you may want to decide, to pursue other markets outside of where you're living. Building an experienced team is imperative. It's imperative already in your local market. It's more imperative if you go outside. This starts by selecting a market, understanding the area, the demographics, and what the overall opportunity is, and then identifying a property manager, hiring them on, find your broker, bringing them on as well, and more importantly, finding a partner that's active in that financial space. If you find a partner that's active in that space, they will keep an eye on things and help you even run it too. Chasing too many rabbits, number 3. This is something that many real estate entrepreneurs face, both new and experienced, and that's what they do is they work on many investment strategies at the same time. So as real estate specialists, there's so many different ways of making money. And there's so many ways that's enough to paralyze an aspiring investor because they don't know which way to go. The good thing is that the longer you're in this industry and the more relationships you cultivate and you build, you're going to get exposed with a variety of different ways to really make some success in this business. And you just got to find the one that suits you, suits your personality, and suits your goals. As an aspiring investor, how do you decide which strategy to go on? Which one do you pursue? I think that you need to identify the root of your problem first. Are you struggling with selecting your strategy, or are you just making an excuse not to take action? And that's a hard thing to face, right? If it is indeed the former, pick your business that you want to be in, one that aligns with your current interests and your skill set, and become the very, very best at it. All right. You have to keep in mind, though, that investors in those fields, in many of these fields, they've had success and they've built fortunes doing so. So, it isn't like you're reinventing the wheel here. Anything you choose and you're good at, you'll do very, very well with it. You're not creating anything new, as I said. If it is a latter, you need to learn to identify what is the hang-up that you're not getting past, right? You need to do this by building a team and surrounding yourself with experts. When you do, you get that confidence in knowing what you're doing. But how does that established investor avoid chasing rabbits that are outside of their skill set? They can do that by holding themselves accountable. The way you do that is by joining a mastermind. I'm part of a mastermind myself. We meet on a weekly basis. We voice our concerns and we say our solution with a commitment of when we're going to actually have something completed. So when we do that, it's the whole team holds you accountable for what you say you're going to do. You can also hire a mentor as well. They'll help you keep you on track too. Number 4, the one-man band. Whether you want to spend time focusing on a long-term vision of your real estate business or time exploring the creative non-real estate business passions, the solution starts with automating and outsourcing parts of your business, such as scheduling, design work, websites, things that are not necessarily, maybe you're good at them, maybe you're not, but if it's something you can outsource, free up your time, totally do it. In addition, you need to build a solid, trustworthy real estate team, as I mentioned in my other videos as well. That has not changed. To overcome this challenge, you need to identify what you're going to do and you can be handed off, and find someone on one of those online freelancing platforms like Upwork and have them do it. Even the people who have thousands of units don't do it all. They rely on a team of experts to help them build out many of the important aspects of their business. Ultimately, the real estate game is a team sport. Okay. Number 5, no experience, no money. Many people I've met at our live events either lack the experience, they either lack the net worth or the liquidity to enter the real estate arena. One individual I know, he went after seller finance deals and he was able to get the ball rolling that way. He was, once he got a couple of deals under his belt, he was well on his way to building a track record that he can talk about to potential investors and partners. So for those that are short on capital, you may want to consider getting into maybe a 4-unit deal where you would live in one and rent out the other 3. So you can get in with very low down payment and get at the cash flow. In my opinion, the best way is to learn and lean on other people's experience to take down bigger deals. This option requires the most commitment from you. You need to know how to sell yourself to a potential partner, and that you're going to do whatever it takes for that deal to become successful. This is for someone that has really high ambition, but this would be my choice. Anyway, you know what? Let me know what's keeping you from starting or scaling your real estate business. I would love to hear from you. Go ahead and leave a comment. And of course, if this message offers any type of value, please go ahead and share it. All right. Talk to you guys again soon. Have a good night.